I have to show you my t-shirt before we get started. It is Jam having a jam. Mustang Sally, I guess you better slow that Mustang down. Mustang Sally now, baby, I guess you better slow that Mustang down. You've been riding all over town. Ooh, I guess you better put your flat feet on the ground. Sing it along with me this time. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. All you wanna do is ride around, Sally. Ride, Sally, ride. All you wanna do is ride around, Sally. Ride, Sally, ride. To D chord. All you wanna do is ride around, Sally. Ride, Sally, ride. All you wanna do is ride around, Sally. Ride, Sally, ride. One of these early mornings, you're gonna be wiping those weeping eyes. Mustang Sally. Now this song is obviously by Wilson Pickett, but it was made famous by The Commitments. It was a fantastic film and soundtrack, and to keep in tune with that one, you want to stick a capo 3rd fret with everything that I'm doing here. So this is 1, 2, there's my 3rd fret, there's number 3. We put a capo on there, and all the chords are proportionate to the capo. So there's our A major chord, played like this, or this. Entirely up to you. We have a D major chord and an E major. What I was doing in the demo to make it just slightly more interesting as a rhythm guitar part is adding the standard kind of rock and roll riff as a A major chord, and then adding the 3rd finger down, the D major chord, and then the E major chord. Now, in my opinion, it just makes it a little bit easier for most people to sing, male or female, if we do those same chords but without a capo. But it's really good to kind of jam along to the original record. Nice loud drums to keep you in time, and if you've never played along to the record with anything, try it with this one. It's so important to be able to join into the record with the songs that you learn how to play. That's the only way to check that you're doing it correctly and to check your timing with these things. But what we're going to do, we're going to keep it on an A major chord for now and just run through the standard form. Basically, Mustang Sally, you better slow your Mustang down, stay on the A chord, wait all that time and before it, okay? So it's an extended 12-bar blues this, but we're on each chord for ages and ages and ages. So it's all good. We'd have 4 bars, and we're going to be doing 8 strumming. That's 1 bar. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Excuse me. That's what I would recommend that we go for. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and per bar. So we're going to go for 4 bars of that, which would be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then we have Mustang Sally, and just keep strumming that A chord. 3 and 4 and 1. Yes, you better slow that Mustang down. Fingers are probably hurting staying that A chord this long, but we're going to stay there until he goes 1, 2. Mustang Sally now, baby, on the word Sally. That's where we go to the D. Play from the D with me now. Keep that same strumming going. On the word Sally. Mustang Sally now, baby. Stay on that D chord. Oh, yeah. Guess you better slow your Mustang down. Is back to the A chord. 1 and 2 and 3. Stay on that A chord. Running all over town. On the word running, we go to E. You've been running all over town. And then a D. And then some chord sheets will say NC, so that means no chord, it means a pause, it means a mute. And there we would have, I guess I have to put your flat feet on the ground. And just sort of just before he says ground, you'll hear that all the music join back in on the Commitments recording especially, and that's where we go back to the A chord. So that one more time. You've been running all over town, B4D. I guess you have to put your flat feet on the ground. Alright, and then we have the 4 bars of A like we started with, and we're on to a chorus. So let's have a run through that again, but this time we're just going to continue into the chorus. We change chord so infrequently, I want you to just keep playing and I will shout out the chords. Just keep that strumming hand going and change when I count you in. Okay, we can do this together. Let's start with the A chord, 4 bars of A before anything happens. But you're staying on A for ages, so just focus on a nice, soft, but driving rhythm with that right hand, and then we'll look at adding the blues riff. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, and then the singing starts. Stay on the A chord. Mustang Sally. Oh yeah. Ha. Guess you better slow that accent down, Andy. You're not from America. Then we change to a D chord in 1, 2. Mustang Sally now, baby. Okay, stay on that D chord. I guess you better slow your Mustang down. E chord in 1, 2, 3. You've been running all over town. D chord and mute. Ooh, I guess you better put your flat feet on the ground. Oh yeah, here we go for the chorus. Stay on the A chord. All you wanna do is ride around Sally, ride Sally, ride. Stay on the A chord. All you wanna do is ride around Sally, Royd, Sally, Royd. To the D chord. All you wanna do is ride around Sally, ride Sally. It's Royd, Sally, Royd. Hey, all you wanna do is ride around Sally, ride Sally, ride. E chord. One of these early mornings, B. Wow, you're gonna be wiping those weeping eyes. Okay. It continues in exactly the same fashion as that all the way throughout. If you keep going, it is an awfully kind of long song when we're just strumming along, when it's the same chord sequence. The important thing is different words can happen, same chord sequence underneath it when you get that. To answer a couple of questions that may happen on many chord sheets that you may see, sometimes it will be the A chord written, sometimes it might be an A7, which is that, and sometimes it's an A power chord, which is also known as an A5. Just literally the letter A and a 5 next to it. What's happening? Well, it is basic. Whenever you see at its most basic, whenever you see any chord and it has a number next to it, in reality that number's always just a suggestion or an option. That number only adds an extra note to the chord that you're already playing. So when we play the A chord, an A chord is fine whenever you see anything, as long as it's not an A minor. When there's the M next to it, it means something else. It means the sad version. But when there's a number next to it, just play an A chord if you're unsure, or if you suspect it might be different or incorrect to what you're going for. Like in this case, I would say use an A major chord. If you see an A5, it means play a power chord, which in this case is this version. And when we're doing that, it can be a really good option to add the blues riff. And often the A7 chords happen or are written a lot in blues songs and rock and roll songs because we perhaps have this riff. And it is that note of the blues riff which is actually the 7th note. That's actually the same note that's added. Now, if that went over your head, all the description of that kind of thing, don't worry, it's totally understandable. I'm just trying to give a bit more of a wider context than this song, because we've got very easy chords in this one, but people can get scared off by it saying lots of sevenths or having numbers at the end of the chord, and there's no need to be scared off by things like that. It does just indicate a suggestion of adding something else. In this case, kind of taking a finger away is how you would play the A7. But what I would suggest is we get this kind of Chuck Berry riff in there. I just think it works really well. It's not particularly evident in either the Wilson Pickett or the Commitments version. I just think if I was doing this on my own at a barbecue and we were jamming this song, I'd be adding that riff. So let's have a look at how to do that now. There is our A power chord, our A5, playing string 5 and 4. If we hit that third finger down at the 4th fret on the 4th string, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. It just gives us more rhythm guitar content, and if you're just doing this on your own at a barbecue, you know, you could do this one, then go into any others, Johnny Be Good or that kind of thing. It just gives you more to do. On the D chord, it's the same but a string down. And on the E chord, it is here. Now, if you've covered this before, and you've done this before in songs, it will hopefully be pretty obvious how you can then apply that to this song. If you've never covered it before, I'm not really going to be able to teach it you in this video without talking for an extra 20 minutes, which everyone kind of, you know, there'll be a lot of people watching this that don't need that. If you feel that you need that, there's a free lesson here. I'll also link to it in the description below, where we talk about how to add this easy riff to a 12-bar blues in this same key, in the key of A, and then you'll be able to do it. So the kind of 10 or 15 minutes that I would add here to coach you to do it, it's in that video. What we're going to get straight on with is to see how to apply that to this song, and basically playing what I did at the start of this video, but a little bit slower, and I'll be shouting out the chord changes. So if you can play that riff, stay here and join in with me. If you're struggling with that and need more help, check out the link in the description or in the top corner, and we're going to have a jam through this for the remainder of this video for a couple of minutes. So this is the riff. I've got my fingers on this angle so that I can actually keep my thumb over the top, which mutes that, which is handy, but you could also play it like this. It's just playing it that way. I can't stick the thumb over the top, and then if I accidentally hit it, oh, it's going to sound awful. It's going to really ruin my chord. So that's what this having these fingers on an angle does. It's also, you know, it's how we, having our fingers on this angle and the thumb over the top is actually how we play kind of rock and roll lead guitar. So thumb over the top. There's the blues riff. Let's go from the top. Just play that blues riff until I tell you to do anything different, and remember to sing along. 2, 3, 4. Here we go with the verse. Mustang Sally, I guess you better slow that Mustang down. Sally now, baby, guess you better slow that back to an A. We're gonna go for an E chord in 1, 2, 3. Rolling all over town, just a D. Oh, I guess you have to put your flat feet on the ground. Okay, chorus. All you wanna do is ride around Sally, Roy, Sally, it's Roy, Sally, Roy. All you wanna do is ride around Sally, ride, Sally, ride to a D chord. All you wanna do is ride around Sally, ride, Sally, ride. All you wanna do is ride around Sally, ride, Sally, ride. One of these early mornings, you're gonna be playing rock and roll guitar with me. That was fantastic. Let's leave it there. I will leave more of this kind of, blues riff and rock and roll lessons in the description and hopefully on the screen now, if I remember rightly. Have loads of fun with this one. You've got the basic way to do it and the blues riff if you want to add a little bit more. That would be my recommendation. Enjoy playing and singing the guitar. It is the most fun thing that you can do. And I hope to see you in another video. Subscribe if you haven't already, obviously.